Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it, got it! They're going to the 6 or the 10 to 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with episode 11 of the Buds Mafia podcast. Nice little relaxed Sunday afternoon. Jackson, some buddies, had some drinks with the wives last night. Watched the Leafs lose again to a bottom team. I'd rather be able to have the ability to beat Colorado than beat Nashville, but at the same time, it's still fucking embarrassing. But despite that, how's your weekend been, and how's it going, Jackson?
Yeah, man, it was good. Friday, I went over and had dinner with the brother. That was nice. And then, yesterday just hung out. Did some shopping with the wife, and then you guys came over. And then this morning, I was up at 8:30 to go to Costco to drop quite a bit of money, which was fun. It was a lot of fun. It'd be nice if my Bet the Farm hits this week so that I can make some of that money back.
I can't wait for that first Bet the Farm to hit. Either side, because I'm going to make a post about it. I'm going to make it like our Super Bowl. Because one win with a Bet the Farm basically pays for every bet that we've ever made, or at least for me personally. And it's just because I think when we looked at that one time at jerseys of like our positive versus negative, I was like 800 loss, but like 700 won. So not too crazy differential. Like I'll take that. But again, if you win like $1 bet to win even a couple hundred, but our bets are like a couple thousand, like you're in the positives for a long time.
Yeah. It'll be huge when one hits. Let me tell you, there'll be some things getting paid off right away if one hits.
Yeah, I mean, I asked a lot of friends what they think our number will get to. Most of the numbers say over under like 45.5, I think is the line of how many Bet the Farms. We're at 10. We're 0 for 10. We'll get there, but we're 0 for 10. So it'll probably get to the 40s and 50s.
Forever. For
there
real.
Maybe a time we dim it down just to get a win. Like our Bet the Farm and Lock of the Week could look very similar, just because we're like just waiting for a fucking win. But
if we dim it down like that, you have to put the bag on it. Like you have to put at least $20 on it. Yeah.
Like I don't want that Bet the Farm to be a crisp bet to be $10 to win $20. we have to have a thing where Chris needs to take a shot once per episode. I think that's what it is. So that's what's one.
You got to put a graphic up and just like a check mark.
We're just going to get into it. So last time, obviously, we make fun of Chris's golf game, which is fine. We all struggled. We played on Friday, actually, again. Played an easier course. I definitely played better. I mean, I shot, 34 over last time, so I shot 18 over this time. So definitely we're getting better. My drive's getting better. But yeah, I mean, Chris started off hole one, he birdied, and I was like, oh, please don't do this, please. And then him and Owen actually went down to the wire, and they tied, I think, because we ran out of time. Again, man, we got to start booking 3 hours. We're getting to, like, how bad we're playing. We're getting to, like, hole 13, and we're like, we're not going to even come close to finishing.
Man. Yeah, that's his problem. Like, you go to the simulator, and, like, you have to go with, like, 2 people to try to get 18 done in 2 hours. Because if you go with 3, it doesn't even matter. Like, one person can have an absolute blow-up hole. Yeah. And the problem is you got to go with people, and then they, like, hole out. So they take 8 shots in one hole out for double par, and then you finally get to hit your ball. And so it's like, I'm pumped for actual golf.
2 people for 2 hours, I think, is perfect.
Yeah, me too.
It's money. But yeah, I'm excited. The weather, even though it looks gorgeous outside, it's like -2. But
it's actually pretty nice out. Yesterday was fucking freezing.
It was cold. It was
cold as fuck. We're supposed to get fucking snow tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't like that.
No.
Or I don't know if it was Wednesday last week or something. It was like 22 degrees.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Wednesday was 25, which was nice. But also working in the warehouse, like the steel holds the cold, obviously. So it's like still cold in the warehouse. But apparently, once it starts to warm up, all of the cold starts to go out of the steel, obviously.
Yeah.
Not a big scientific word guy right now. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty tired. But because it starts to evaporate, I think that's what we'll call it. Warehouse gets so foggy. I don't think that's it either. Yeah. You know what?
Word.
Yeah, I don't think that's it either.
I'm not a science guy either. I don't think that's the word, but
Fuck. Wait, no, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to wake up. I got to go fucking practice music, so I'm trying to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Jackson's. Yeah, show playing, April 12th at Absinthe in Hamilton? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
There it is.
My dad's band. Gotta love it. Could have chose a better name than the Mount Nemo Rattlers, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, I didn't even know that was your name.
I didn't have a fucking say. Like, the original name of my dad's first band, quick side note before we get into sports. The original name of my dad's first band was Fat Bottom Daddy. Great name.
I love that. That's an unbelievable name.
Great name. And then that band, the one guitar player moved out to Nova Scotia after he retired. And so he opened a recording studio out there. So that kind of band kind of fizzled out a little bit. But that was like my entire childhood. And then he started playing with his friend, who he calls Freako. And it became Fat Freak. There's also Great White Peach. And then there's Fat Blood. And then out of nowhere, we just got away from the fat, which I like the fat. The fat's funny.
The fat is the key.
They decided on Mount Nemo Rattlers, and Kevin and I were joking the other day, and it was like the MR, and he was saying like Mount Nemo Rattlers, and I was like, no, we're the Ministry of Natural Resources. Like, fuck. Like,
Mount Nemo Rattlers, that's like an XFL team name, like that.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Thank God you guys moved off Fat Blood. I'm sorry, that sounds horrendous. That doesn't make any sense. That sounds like you have like a blood clot somewhere. Like Fat Blood.
Fat Blood was literally just my dad and the bass player, and it was just because all they did was just play fucking very heavy riffs because there was no guitar. So it was funny, but yeah.
What was the original name, Daddy? The Fat Bottom, what was it?
Fat Bottom Daddy.
That's a great name.
I've got a poster made of it. Like, there's so many better band names. I'm not just trashing.
Mount Nemo Rattlers isn't horrible, especially because, like, you know, the golf course up around here. But yeah, I get it.
No, it's pretty bad. I hate it. If I could rename it right now, I would.
Yeah, we'll make a graphic for it. We'll boost you guys up there, Mount Nemo Rattlers.
We'll have to put a poll out, change the name.
That's actually we should do that. I think most people would say the Fat Bottom Daddies. That's hilarious.
Fat Bottom Daddy's great. I love it.
All right, let's dive into the Leafs here. I mean, even though last night sucked, I'm very happy with where we kind of left off last time. I mean, if you would have thought from the 4 games who we were playing, we would have lost to Nashville. I think I predicted this. I think I said we're going to win 3 of the games, and that one fucking game we're going to lose to is fucking Nashville.
Yeah, I think I said we were going to lose to New York.
Yeah.
And you said we were going to lose to Nashville.
It's what we do, but it's so hard to be a Leafs fan. It's ridiculous. We lose 10 games in a row, or like just it feels like we do, and then we beat the best teams in the league in a great games, and then we just lose to Nashville.
It looked like we were going to stomp them too.
Yeah,
like the first period, Biz was rolling with his Leafs tie on, and he
looked disheveled. He looked absolutely disheveled.
But it was like, I don't know. Like the first game, the game against Calgary, like we can just get right into it. The game against Calgary was gross. Like I'm not going to lie, I was kind of worried about that game too, but. Like
Calgary's fighting for playoffs. Those teams are hunting for playoffs. Like the Calgarys, the New Yorks. Like they're scary to play. They have a lot more to lose. Like again, Leafs haven't clinched anything, but at the same time, it's like they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
it was getting a little scary last week. It was getting a little scary before we played these 4 games. It was getting a little scary with Ottawa and the Montreal kind of climb.
I mean, they're still winning. They're both in the playoffs. I mean. Montreal, huge comeback to at least get a point last night, but Colorado's too fucking good. They can blow up a lead, but they still stay composed. I'm surprised they didn't score in overtime, but I mean, Colorado's a fucking wagon. They're scary. But like Toronto's like I don't want them to win the division to play a weaker team. There's no weaker team. Like,
especially come playoffs.
I'm just as scared to play Florida, Tampa as I am Montreal and Ottawa. It's just home ice. That's all I want. Home ice, you get that change and everything. Like it's so much bigger. Like if you lose home ice to like Montreal is the most insane stadium in the playoffs I've ever seen. Like last night when they tied it, that place fucking. I rewatched it. They fucking blew
crazy.
Up.
When we watched
don't get like that.
We watched the end of the third period and it was just so loud. Yeah. Anytime when the Avalanche in overtime took it out of the fucking offensive zone back to the blue line, they immediately started booing like it was it was crazy.
Oh yeah, and like crazy. Just whenever it's like an odd man rush for Montreal, the fans it gets so loud, it's crazy. Yeah. Toronto is nothing like that. Not even close.
No.
But yeah, I mean, big game. I think it was 6-2 the final. Poppy time, 2 goals, 1 assist.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot better. Huge
game for Woll. He's playing a lot better too. Last night wasn't his best, but huge game against Calgary and Colorado. I think that was Domi's best game as a Leaf. Arguably best game of his career in the last few years. I mean, I think he had a goal. He Did he score? Yeah, he scored the first goal of the game, I'm pretty sure. And just, that's what we need. We don't, he's such a game breaker. He can run guys over. He's like a not to disrespect him, he's like a Walmart version of Bennett, honestly.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah,
Probably,
for sure.
probably even less, because Bennett is like going to make like $8-9 million this offseason. But like, if we get that version of Domi, that's exactly what we need come playoff time. And he's been playing good the last few games, so hopefully he can keep that up.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like the Calgary win was just domination, and I was pumped for it. My lock of the week lost because I thought Kadri was going to score. Did not. And I was so close to making it Nylander, Matthews, and Leafs money line, and I didn't, which is tough. The Colorado win was huge. The Laurent shorthanded goal was gross. Especially, I absolutely love that it hit the ref. Everyone starts booing. Then Laurent just comes screaming down the left side. But
my lock, I was so pissed too. Literally first period, so I did Matthews anytime, Marner assist, Tavares point. First period, like Matthews scored from Marner. Then I'm like, it's 6-2. Tavares must have a point, 0 points. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's been playing absolutely phenomenal recently. Tavares, like he got his 30th last night. Like this is I looked it up. I think the Sportsnet posted it. This is his third best goals per game average season of his career.
Man, that's what I keep talking about. It's like, it's so weird that you think he's going to fall off, and then out of nowhere, like last year I thought he was going to fall off, and he played really well. Then this year, it's just like he's just a grinder. Like he just, even for his age, he's not afraid to get in the corner and battle for a puck. Like, even playing against Nashville last night, the only thing that sucks is Nashville is so horrible at getting the puck out of their own end, and we could not capitalize, which is so tough. We had scored 2 goals, and that was it.
It was odd man rushes they scored on against us, basically. It was that Forsberg goal. Yeah,
which is also tough for Woll, right? Like, it looks bad on the 5-2, obviously, in the one empty netter. Yeah. But, like, most of the goals were odd man rushes, and you're, as a goalie, it just is so tough.
Yeah, like Bunting goal right in front of the net, let him alone, just one timer. What can you do? Forsberg 2-on-1, Tanev blocks it, and it bounces right back to him. Like, what can you do? I forget the other ones, but yeah, I mean, I don't think that was his fault. I mean, especially in Colorado, 2-1 win against Colorado. That was massive.
That felt like a playoff game.
We didn't. I don't think the Leafs played the greatest. They played okay. No, I wrote down Matthews' domination. He didn't. I don't think he had he might have assisted the first goal. He just, again, I know I said I shit on him a few weeks ago because I said that we need more goals, which we've been getting from him. But his defensive play and how strong he is, though, you can tell when he doesn't get a point, he does make other impacts on the game. Like, he is a monster out there. He
does, for sure. And Joseph Woll had 32 saves on 33 shots.
Yeah, like against the best offense in the league.
Colorado destroyed the Leafs in shots, and it looked like they were the better team. It's just that, like, Woll stood on his head.
Yeah. And McKinnon, when it's their power play, and McKinnon, it's the most effortlessly skating into the zone I've ever seen.
It's ridiculous.
Every team does it. The defenseman skates up, drops it down to the winger with speed, like either McDavid or McKinnon. Flies in, head up, just kind of weaves around, then gets to his left corner, sets up, backhand sauce to Shushkin, top cheese.
Yeah,
like it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
And I hate when people say, because McKinnon has like most of his points are power play, and I hate when people say, "Oh, I can't be the MVP." Most of his points are power play. It's like, I wish the Leafs had more power play goals. Like, isn't it good to score on a power play? That's when, like, back then, remember when, I don't know if you remember Pasho on Spin Chicklets, when he used to roast JT Miller and say, oh, he's a power play merchant, he's a power play merchant. Isn't it a good thing to score on a power play? Like, I don't care if all his points are power play. Like, isn't it, like, I remember last year in the Leafs, like, they went like 0 for 15 on the power play.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like, isn't it good to score? I don't care if all your points are power play points. That means you're producing when they need you when the penalty happens.
Yeah,
it's just, it makes zero sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense, but also at the same time, you can see it from the other side. Is like, if they only produce on the power play, but obviously for McKinnon, it's not just production on the power play. No. But if he can up his game when it's fucking, you have a one-man advantage, then fuck. Like, there's a reason why. Yeah,
you're tied game, or you're down 1 with 2 minutes left, and you pull the goalie. You have that extra man. Like, is it a power play? Like, it was pretty good to me. But big win there. I mean, Colorado's probably the hottest team in the league right now. The fact that we only let in 1 goal is insane. The fact that they were scoring like 4 goals a game recently. Like, they blew up Ottawa for 5 or 6 the other day. They scored 4 against Montreal, and then my Joseph Woll baby. All right, New York, 4-3 win. Tavares, 1,100 points for Tavares. It's crazy because he's not done anytime soon. He's likely going to sign a 3-year deal with Toronto. So you got to think he's going to get to like 12, 13, maybe not 13, like 1,200 points, 1,300 points maybe, right? Ender, great game. McCabe, 3 assists.
Dude, I love Jake McCabe.
Him and Tanev are awesome. And I keep hearing on Twitter, I think people want them the Leafs to buy out Morgan Rielly. He is just not. I feel so bad. I love him so much. He's just not the guy. Especially after just signing, I think it was this offseason or last, the 7x7 contract. Just the fact that Tanev's like a plus 25 and Rielly's a minus 20.
Yeah, that's really tough.
It's just so I looked up because when a buyout happens, it's you can shorten the average salary per year, but pay him over longer. So say he has 5 or 7 years or 5 or 6 years at $7 million. I think someone said you could do $2 million a year for the next 10 years. I know it's a long time, but with the cap going, $2 million is not that much. But at the same time, I don't think the Leafs are going to buy him out. I think that's just people just mad about it. One bad year.
Yeah, I think so too. He played amazing last year. Like he tapered off a little bit, but he played. I don't know. It's tough, especially longevity in any type of sport. Doesn't matter where it is. You always have those unicorns who are can play forever. Yeah, but. You're going to have down years, and the reason why they brought in Tanev and McCabe is still producing at a high level is, it sucks that Mo isn't playing great, but you still have some back end to be able to help you out. So
yeah, I wouldn't be too mad if we didn't have the other guys that kind of take his spot. Like, like you said, McCabe, Ekman Larson too, those guys, but we definitely need more from Mo, especially if he's supposed to be our best defenseman. Mm-hmm. He's not right now, but we'll see.
No. He's still got a ton of experience too. Like,
for sure. I think buying him out would be great.
I also think he's just one of those locker room guys. He's been in Toronto forever.
He's the longest tenured Leaf.
You kind of need, in my opinion, as like a GM or an owner, it's like you kind of need to have those certain guys on your team, right? Like I don't know. It's like why do you think Colorado traded or got Eric Johnson back? He's not going to play fucking 20, 25 minutes a night, but he's really best friends with McKinnon and Landeskog. He was there when they won. He was there when in 2007, 8 when they got him. Like it's just did you hear what he said when they traded for him? No.
He's like, I'll play 20 or 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I won't even play a game as long as I'm here. I don't really care.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, Morgan Rielly has more expectations than that, but I get. You can't just get rid of a guy like that.
No.
But speaking of unicorns, Knies with his 25th goal of the season. He's one of 3 players in the league with 25 goals and 150 hits. Can you name the other 2 players?
It's not Matthew. It's Brady and...
It's Brady and one other.
Oh, he plays for the Capitals. Tom Wilson.
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting over here acting like I wasn't looking at the sheet. Oh, fuck.
It's a lot of news recently has come out about Knies because obviously all the noise is about Tavares and Marner's contract, but... Knies is one of the most interesting ones. I mean, Nick Kiprio, or I don't know if it was Kiprio, so someone on Sportsnet 5 to 590 The Fan Show, and they said, don't be surprised if Knies' number gets up to $9 million, and don't be surprised if we see an offer sheet come his way. Which people are like, because people hate Toronto media. I actually got roasted on a recent TikTok post because it was when I criticized Domi's comments about which. I get it, but some commented saying classic Toronto media, reverbing everyone, whatever things they say or whatever. I was like, fuck off. But yeah, I get it. Toronto media can be tough. But in this instance, I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world if he got offer sheeted. Like, the Leafs have been in cap issues for the past 10 years, right? They have to pay him a lot. He's only making an entry-level deal. I think it'll most likely be a bridge deal. If we could get him for an 8x8, I'd do that. But like an offer sheet, say a team offers him 8x8 or 8x9, which they think he can get up to $9 million because of how different of a player he is. The Leafs could likely match that, but that means Tavares is gone.
Mm-hmm. That was the thing at the beginning of the year that we were kind of talking about, or not the beginning of the year, the beginning of the podcast, when it was like everyone's talking about Marner and Tavares, and then Knies is kind of just getting left in the wind a little bit, and it's like, He even came out and said like he's not worried, like he wants to return and everything, and obviously I'm not sure, but I do think you'll see him back. But what I heard as well was like you can offer him an 8x8, but I think they'll probably go more towards the direction of like a a 5-year deal and just like kind of a bridge deal like you were saying. But with that being said as well, is like with the cap going up and everything and the way that he is playing, and he's only 22 years old, like he's 2 years younger than us, and
he's a truck. He's
an absolute truck.
Yeah.
He's gigantic on skates and just an absolute powerhouse. He's not afraid to get in and dirty. This was the whole thing with the fucking Mikko Rantanen trade. Like they were saying they were going to have to give up Knies. And I was like, if Trey Living gives up Knies for Mikko Rantanen, I will.
Look how it's happening with Rantanen still in Dallas. Like he had a great first 2 games and now again, he's quiet.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's you're having that guy. He's an RFA, so yes, you get offered. But also, you have his rights for another 7-8 years, right? Where Rantanen's in the middle of his prime, where you can have Knies for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
and again, people forget with offer sheets too. So say a team offered him $8 or $9 million, the Leafs would get back if he accepted it. We don't know. Maybe he wouldn't even accept it. I mean, it would be hard for him to not accept it if he's getting paid 8 by 9. But if he was offer sheeted that, Toronto would get, I think, a first and a second from that team. Because I don't know if you people know about offer sheets. If you get offer sheet and you accept the offer sheet, there's a certain compensation for losing that player. So I think if it's like $5 million, you give up a second round pick to the person who gave him the offer sheet, and then so on. Like there's a thing where if you offer sheet someone $12 million, which has never happened, you have to give up like 3 first round picks.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah. I feel like it's trending towards a bridge deal, just considering having to deal with Marner and Tavares. And I don't think they want to get rid of either. In a perfect world, you keep all 3. You sign Knies to a bridge deal. Tavares plays 3 more years. Then you're able to actually extend Knies to that contract that you want. But at the end of the day, I would rather keep Knies and let Tavares go. But at the same time, Tavares is producing. And they're both producing, but you're looking in the future wise.
He's 30 goals right now.
It's ridiculous. But I don't know.
We don't have the best center depth. I mean, it's better now. If we lost him, we have to hopefully go sign someone at center. And also, he's one of the best face-off. He's like at 60% in the face-off. And we can't really let him go. I'm not too worried about Knies. Obviously, people blow it out of proportion. I think it'll likely be like a 3 to 5 year deal, maybe around 7.5 for Knies. I think that'd be a great number for him, especially with the cap going up. And then Tavares probably a 3 by 7 again. I think it's very similar deals. And I mean, I don't know. And people online, like I'm saying, like I said on Twitter, I said with the Leafs cap issues, I wouldn't be surprised if someone offers Chiefs Knies. And everyone's like, oh, what cap issues? Leafs don't have cap issues. One guy literally said to me, this fucking moron, he literally said, oh, Leafs don't have cap issues. If they let Tavares and Marner walk, we'll have $30 million in cap space. I'm like, yeah, for sure. If we let those guys walk, we'll have fucking as much money as we want to spend. It makes zero sense. If we trade Matthews, we'll have $50 million in cap space. It's fucking it's the most ridiculous comment ever. I don't want to let these guys walk. Why would we want to let these guys walk? We would let these guys walk and try and get the exact same player in free agency. So there's really no point.
Well, that's the thing. That was the whole thing about the fucking Mikko Rantanen thing. It was like they go to Marner and you're going to trade Marner for fucking Mikko Rantanen. And
one for one. It makes zero sense.
And it makes zero sense. And you're bringing a guy in who has no chemistry with the team.
Yes.
He stated he only wants to go to, yes, obviously we've talked a ton about the amount of changes and how it probably affects you mentally. Yeah. But you're bringing a guy in as you're making a push for playoffs and you're making a push for the first seed in the Atlantic or whatever. And you're sitting there and you're like, well, if we trade 1 for 1, we're now bringing someone in. Obviously, Marner and Matthews are close, and the whole team is close. Playing hockey in Canada and for a Canadian team in the NHL is different than playing down somewhere else. And there are certain...
if you're from Canada and from that area.
Exactly. And you're going to get rid of a hometown guy for someone who's going to come in who his production, which obviously he's still pretty new in Dallas, but his production not solely in Colorado, but look at Nikishin. Look at everyone else that plays with McKinnon, Makar. They all produce at a higher level because you're playing with amazing people. I
never understood him leaving too. It's basically it's kind of jumping up what Josh Allen said. It's just Colorado offered him 11.8 or maybe 12 million or something like that. You get an opportunity to win every single fucking year. There's a good reason why you're playing so well is because of McKinnon and Makar. They're locked in. I mean, Makar has 2 more years and he's going to get paid. And McKinnon has 8 more years, 7 or whatever more years. Like, is that $2 extra million that much worth it? Again, well,
that was my thing with the Joey Bosa thing, too.
Yeah.
It's like, you have an opportunity, and yes, San Fran may be going down, and I know we're jumping across leagues here, but, like, considering the money, you have an opportunity to go play with your brother for $10 million, or an opportunity to go play across from TJ Watt for $8 million, and I'm super happy that he chose the Bills, but he chose the Bills for 12.6. And it's like it's an extra 2. Yes, and obviously we may not be the ones to talk about millions of dollars.
If you have $50 million in the bank, is $2 million, is like 10 to 12 million that much different?
I guess so, and obviously they probably want to go win, but like again, I understand where Rantanen's coming from, not wanting to be in Carolina. You go over to Dallas, and it's like you look at the West, man. The West is going to be ridiculous to win. There's no guarantee. As soon as you get in the playoffs, your records are 0-0, and you got to fucking win as many games in a row as you can. Like, and you may be setting yourself up for the future. And Dallas, obviously, we've talked about their depth and like they're going in the right direction as well. But Colorado arguably has the best depth at center in the league.
Imagine they get Landeskog back too. Like,
it's ridiculous, right?
And they have more experience. Like they've won a cup. They've had guys there. It's like to me, like Colorado to me is the favorite. I don't think it's even close, especially since they have their goalie. In the past, they're making it. They're pushing it, but because they have Georgiev, who's letting in 4 goals a game. And now Blackwood's having a monster season. Like they're scary, dude. And it's just I mean, at the end of the day, like McFarland, the GM of Colorado, he's probably gonna win the GM of the year. He's been fucking unbelievable. Like you could argue it's probably gonna be him or the Washington GM as GM of the year because I mean they have that Alexei Protas guy signed for 5 more years at 3.7. He's 6'4", 240. He looks like a shit brick house, and they're like his brother, who's also dominating the OHL, is like 120 points. He's drafted by them. I keep saying, I thought they were going to be dog shit for the next few years, and now they're the best prospect pool I've ever seen.
And fucking they got the grade 8 fucking 7 goals away with 12 games left.
Do you think he gets
it? Well, I mean, it depends, man. Like, the thing is now is, like, you got to think it's the same thing that it was for, Saquon breaking the rushing record, kind of, in my opinion. Obviously a little bit different, but it's like, do you think Ovi really cares a ton about an individual record, or does he want to go and win another cup and retire?
I think if they weren't playing as good as they are right now, like they're the best team, they're one of the best teams in the league. If they weren't playing that good, he'd probably care more about the goal record. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they have a legitimate chance to go to the finals and make a run, I feel like he's more like, okay, no, like I want to break it. But at the end of the day, if I'm feeling my knees feeling sore or whatever, last 2 games, like I'm not,
You gotta think too. He broke his leg at the beginning of the year. He broke his fucking fibula. Yeah, and came back and is 7 goals away with 12 games left. Like, even if he doesn't break it this year, it might be
hype next year. The buildup is going to be fucking insane this offseason.
It might be one of the coolest seasons as a hockey player. Like, obviously, hockey history I'm not super knowledgeable about, but to come back from breaking your leg, you're skating fucking like a month and a half later, and then you come back and you have all of this attention because you were so close to breaking a record that literally everyone thought would be like Gretzky's records would just be there forever, which obviously like the test of time is, going to catch up at some point. But at the end of the day, like it's insane what he's been able to do and just what Washington's been able to do overall.
Yeah. If they win, I mean, if they win the cup, you could argue, and he breaks the record, you could argue this is one of the greatest just moments in hockey history.
It's
like
cool
it's
as
literally
fuck.
Breaks his femur or fibula or whatever it was, comes back, breaks the record, even though people thought he wouldn't even come close, or at least from there that take next year for sure. He gets 40 goals. And then they win the cup. Like it would be. I'm cheering for them. I love watching them play. Whenever I see their locker room, it's the one locker room I want to be in.
Man, that's like, the thing too. Is like you see the bands that make a dance.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and you see that, and that's the thing that you see around these like locker rooms. Doesn't matter what league it's in, and you see guys who are a tight knit group. Like that's why I always like, you can call it like blind faith, but like I have blind faith in Leaf because you feel like in Toronto, the Toronto media is so hard on you, but you're in such a major city in the GTA, and that locker room has to be so close. Like a story came out about Mitch Marner, I think relatively recently, and he loves getting the guys together. And
I saw that, yeah. The Vegas game.
The Vegas game. So he bought tickets. He bought a suite for all the guys to go, I guess, to this Vegas game, the NFL game. And he was sick as a dog and couldn't go. So guys were sending him pictures and everything, and they were all saying, like, this is the best thing that anyone's ever done for us. Like, that kind of stuff, when you're in a locker room in a team, it makes the world of a difference. Doesn't matter if it's a professional sports league or if you're at work. Like, if you're at work and you have good buddies that you can talk shit with, still get work done, like, it makes a world of a difference.
Every hockey player talked about, like, on Spin Chickens or other podcasts, they say, like, their most successful teams were those teams that they were the closest. Like, they were all of them best friends. They would all hang out and everything. You can't go far in the playoffs if you're all just decent buddies. Like, you have to be not cheesy. You have to be a family. Like, honestly, like, you really have to be close. Like, in that Washington locker room, it looks like, and all the new guys who got there, like Beauvillier and other guys, like when they get the chain or whatever, the game or the player of the week, they all say, like, this is the best locker room I've ever been a part of.
Right?
Like, unbelievable.
Well, and especially these teams that are pushing for playoff spots too, like the Montreals, the Ottawas. You see that locker room build up, especially after what happened with free agency and the deadline and everything like that. Like, obviously, we talked about Brady Tkachuk losing Norris.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And, like, you see these guys kind of have a shift in attitude when it's like, oh, we could make the playoffs. And then it's like Ottawa seems to be firing on all cylinders. Montreal's lost 2 games in a row. Yeah. Montreal is
right now. Yeah.
Like, playing in Montreal is like, we talk about it all the time, but the problem with fucking Toronto is you have all these fans who are buying seats that they sit in after they are in a fucking, like, tower building all day, and they go in their suits and they drink beers and they don't care.
And now they're raising season ticket prices by 20%.
Yeah, it's
such a tough, because obviously as a fan who doesn't make a lot of money, like, obviously I want to go to games. At the same time, though, it's always hard to blame a business, because they are a business. It's hard to blame a business for wanting to make more money. Because they know if they're going to raise prices, they're still going to make more money, right? They're gonna sell.
It is hard to blame.
It's tough to be like, hey, you're going to make more money, but then I don't know.
But you look at,
you want a good reputation. They ranked the 32 GM or owners, and the Leafs are probably the best team that had one of the worst ownerships. Because there's no sole owner. It's the MLSE organization. Like, I don't think there's an owner of the MLSE, right? Like a singular guy or something. But
it's just tough, because it's like, at the end of the day, you're a business. You know, it's like even with the Bills' new stadium. Like, I love the Buffalo Bills, but their new stadium, they are looking to sell like 50,000 season ticket passes or season ticket packages or whatever. And I think the last time I checked, they were only at like 11 to 15,000, and it's set to open in 2026. And it's like, when you are a business who is operating in a world, especially now with the way that the economy is going, it's like, not a political pod, but with the way the economy is going, and it's like you said, like, there's kids like Oakville, Burlington, the GTA, they produce hockey players at such a high level that go on to the AHL, the OHL, the NHL, and you see these kids, and it's like, at some point, you either have to just absolutely grind or come from some sort of money where you're able to be put into a good situation. And, like, there was a video the other day of a dad and his son, and it was for the St. Pat's game, and the Leafs media does a thing where they'll, like, take a player or take a kid's phone or a fan's phone and then go and film the walkout. And it's like, you don't get to see those, like, dads and sons or moms and sons and stuff go, or at least the families go to the game when they're sitting in these nice seats all the time, because it's like, to go to a Leafs game. Like, I have a buddy at work who wanted to take his girlfriend for her birthday, and he was sitting there on his phone trying to get tickets, and he found tickets in, like, the 200 level section for $124 per ticket. Great deal.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Great deal. As he was checking out, sorry, these tickets are no longer available. Find some other tickets for $300 a pop in the 100 level section. Again, not a bad deal, which shows you what the ticket prices are usually like for $300 per seat.
Yeah, it's fucked.
as he's checking out, those tickets are sold. He goes and checks another site. Those tickets are now on the other site for like $450 a ticket. So it's just people buying and reselling, which respect the hustle, respect the grind. Like you got to make money where you can. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like it gets ridiculous with these ticket prices.
Yeah. I went to the Leafs Florida second round a few years or whatever it was 2022. Me and my brother, he got I can't remember how he got a deal. I think his fiance got a deal. We paid $300 each and they were half off.
Crazy.
Yeah, but second round in 20 years, like I was like, yeah,
that's what you like. Yeah. If you're talking about playoffs, or if you're like when I went to the Bills Ravens playoff game, and my dad told me what he spent on the tickets, I was like, at that point, you're paying for an experience, and it's a once in a lifetime experience that you won't get to see. Like that's why, like when I took Taylor to go see Zach Bryan, it was like it's a once in a lifetime experience. I'm going to pay the money. I want to I love watching live music. I'm going to pay that money. But at the end of the day, it's a regular season game. They're playing the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins, and you're playing Sidney Crosby, but I shouldn't have to fork up $250 fucking dollars for a 300 level ticket.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant.
Yeah, wrapping up the Leafs here, they have a somewhat easy schedule. Again, we've seen how they do against shitty teams, or these bottom teams. They play Philly
on 2-4.
I know. They play Philly on Tuesday, so Scott Lawton's return. I don't know if it's in Philly or not. San Jose on Thursday. If we don't fucking beat San Jose again, I'll lose my mind. Kings on Saturday, the best team of this 4-game stretch. Then Anaheim on Sunday. If we don't win at least 3 of these games, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Yeah, I thought we played Nashville again. We don't. But, yeah, I mean, again, we're tied for Florida in the first with 87 points. I think Tampa's right behind us with 85. I think Ottawa has 79 and Montreal has 75 points. Again, we're in a fine spot. Hopefully we can just keep rattling off these wins. It was clutch that when we lost, both the other teams lost in regulation as well.
Damn. Dude, did you look at the end of so after we play Anaheim, we play Florida at home, then we go to, I think we play Florida at home, Columbus at home, then we go to Florida, we go to Tampa, then we play Montreal, and then we play the Hurricanes, the Sabres, and we finish the season with the Red Wings. So after Anaheim, it's kind of a gauntlet. Yeah.
It's basically from that one you just said. It's only from all those last games. Only one team's not an Atlantic team. Columbus. Yeah,
the last 8 games of the season are going to be deciding factor, and those 2 Florida games are going to be
that's a playoff crazy. Game. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's some other notes here before we wrap up hockey. I don't know if you know this prospect out of Carolina. I really
Nikishin?
don't want to. I was worried of saying that name. Yes, Nikishin.
Is he the guy who went viral recently? He plays for
St. Petersburg, I think.
Yeah, and he came off the ice and
grabbed his stick,
and then someone, I think it was Bleacher Report, took it. It's like he knows how to do anger management well. Walked down the tunnel, broke a stick, walked back onto the bench.
So I don't know if you know about him. He's probably the best NHL affiliated prospect in the world, I would say. From Carolina. He was drafted second round. Let me look him up. Second round a few years ago. He's been the captain for, like the fucking KHL. It's usually like just a St. Petersburg, like those are the top teams or whatever. He was drafted third round in 2020. And for the past 3 years at SKA, again, KHL is a good league. It's the second best league in the world, I would say. As a defenseman, this is all in like 60 games. He had 55 points, 56 points, and 50 points. 17 goals usually per season as a defenseman. And how old is he? He is 23.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean, he's a top guy. Apparently, there's rumors of him. It's these Russian contracts, right? The KHL guys don't want them coming over.
They don't like to get political.
No, he's just... But that would be huge if he could finally come over. Obviously, there's Demidov, too, from Montreal. See about him. He had an incredible rookie season in KHL, but... Yeah, keep an eye on that.
Speaking quickly before we jump into anything else, did you see that Trump and Putin are in talks to have U.S. versus Russia?
I don't care. Go for it. I don't care. Do what you want.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah.
But, some other notes. Congrats to Pat Maroon, his retirement.
Big rig, baby.
Big rig. What an animal. What a career. 3 chips, 3 in a row. Had his last game in his hometown, St. Louis. Very emotional. I don't know if you saw the post-game interview there. It was pretty cool.
He got the first star. Did you see the fight, too?
It was an intense fight.
Good fight.
I played against that Tucker kid back in minor hockey, and he was a fucking bowling ball.
Humble brag.
Would kill guys.
Humble brag. I used
to play back then. Some other record. I mean, people are talking about Ovechkin's records that he's going to be breaking. Like, I don't know if you see what Crosby's been doing recently.
Sid the Kid, baby.
So he has 76 points in 69 games, 11 games remaining. He basically needs, I think he missed only one game this year, I think. So he basically needs 5 more points for 81 points to break Wayne Gretzky's record. Because he tied right now for 19 seasons of point-per-game seasons. And if he gets a few more points, he will have 20 seasons of a point-per-game season, which is absolutely...
No, yeah, he missed, I think, 2 games. It was right before Four Nations when he got injured.
The 2 games? Yeah, so then
I think
he only needs
2.
like 4. He only needs like 4 more points. But also, honestly, if he shut down right now, he would have the record. Because he's at 76 in 69 games. So
yeah,
he has like 1.1 points per game. And he also just passed Gretzky for 4th all-time for, I think it's points with a single franchise.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like, you're 19 seasons in. I hope you have a lot of points with one franchise. You've been with them for the entire time. Did you see, there's a video of all these fucking...
Yeah, are you shading Sid the Kid?
No, I'm not. But did you see all these... Did you see all these kids? There's like this guy who goes around to these like youth hockey tournaments and interviews the kids. And they're asking like about the most overrated player. Marner got destroyed by these fucking like 8 to 11-year-olds. The kid's like... Mitch Marner's dust. He's dust. He's the worst player ever. Isn't able to skate. Then another guy, the guy is literally wearing a Sid the Kid shirt. And this little kid is like Sidney Crosby. He's so overrated. And it's like, buddy, I respect where you're coming from. And I'm not about to shit on an 11-year-old. But like...
No, put him in his fucking place.
You're 11 years old. You've spent 11 years on this earth.
Yeah, you're
Sidney Crosby has spent more time in the NHL than you've been alive. Before you were a thought, Sidney Crosby was scoring hat tricks in the NHL.
Yes, sir.
Learn some respect.
Yeah.
Learn some respect.
Can you name the 3 guys above Crosby with the most points for a single franchise? Give it a shot. Come on.
God, I don't know.
Think of the best players in hockey history. Lemieux is ahead of Crosby for Pittsburgh, which is funny. He's like 50 points ahead of him. That's 3, 2 and 1. Both played for one team in the East.
In the East.
In the Atlantic, too. If I said the team, you'd probably get it.
I'm trying to think. I feel like it's not Datsuk, is it? No.
God, no.
All right. It was a shot in the dark. You want to... Okay. You know what? I'll test your CFL knowledge, and then we'll fucking see how dumb you are, you dumb idiot.
You cut this podcast and start talking about CFL.
Whoa. Hamilton Tiger Cats represent. No big deal.
Yeah, 99.
I don't fucking know.
Gordie Howe's first and Steve Yzerman second. You wouldn't have got that.
No. Dude, I never played hockey.
Yeah, I didn't play football, but I can understand. I know who the best players of all time are.
All right. Okay, well, there's a lot more hockey teams, a lot more games, a lot more people. You fucking idiot. Yeah, I said it.
All right. I think that's it for the
Speaking of the NFL.
Talk.
Yeah, let's transition.
There's not a ton here. I don't have a lot of notes here. I want to talk about the mock draft.
Yeah, we can talk.
Get in the camera view. Get in the camera view right now. You are every podcast. You're like this, and it's so hard to edit and get shots of you. You talk like this.
I'm so sorry.
Show that beautiful face. Show the have a day. Because we're all having a day right now. Stay in the fucking camera.
Okay, shut the fuck up. You know what? You're making me upset right now. Fuck you. I don't need it.
Mark Carney triggers federal election will vote set for April 20th.
Oh, it is in April. Yeah.
Carbon tax Carney.
We don't like to get
Those YouTube ads are hilarious.
Dude, you know what the best is? Is because I work now in a steel factory. Yeah. Not a factory, but a warehouse.
Yeah.
And we listen to the radio all day, and it's just carbon tax Carney commercial after carbon tax Carney. And I got to a point of calling him carbon tax Barney, and I couldn't stop laughing. But I work with all these dudes, and like the one dude was trying to tell me about how Carney is going to absolutely fuck everything up and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but everything's pretty fucked. Like, we're not in a great spot. Like, I don't think it fucking matters.
Well, also, like, besides the politics, like, he's also cursing the Edmonton Oilers right now. Like, Carney curses alive and well. Fucking Drysdale has an MRI for something. McDavid hurt his wrist or something.
Man.
After he was ripping snapshots his first week in office.
He becomes the prime minister, and he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and play hockey with the Edmonton Oilers.
Hey, that's big dick energy. I would love
how about you fucking figure out our political landscape, you dumbass? Fuck me. Like, god damn. Don't curse the Edmonton Oilers. Let a Canadian team feel good going into the playoffs.
I know, seriously.
Fuck.
All right,
did you see? Actually, no. One more thing. Did you see Trudeau's first post on Instagram after he was out of office?
What was it,
dude? I'm not gonna lie. Great post. Just him posted up a Canadian Tire, picking up a few things.
Yeah. No, that picture of him carrying out his chair is hilarious. I didn't know, so I talked to my mom about this. Once you have a seat, like if you're a minister or whatever, you can actually physically buy your chair once you leave office. You can pay for your chair that you had and take it out. You have to buy it. That's a fact.
All right, that's enough political talk. That's the dumbest shit. Brandon Graham retires. Shout out to
Brandon Graham.
Shout out to BG.
Favorite player.
Huge. Yeah, I love him. My favorite videos is just him absolutely ripping apart other people, and then the O lineman going over to certain D linemen on the Eagles and being like, man, he just doesn't stop. It's like, no, he fucking doesn't.
Let's see. Another Philly news. Lane Johnson, extension through 2027. $30 million guaranteed for an O-lineman.
Yeah,
I mean,
he deserves it, though.
You say he's top 5 O-lineman in the league?
He's definitely a top 5 tackle.
Yeah.
O-lineman is tough because like the centers and guards.
Yeah.
Top 5 tackle for sure.
For sure, yeah.
I think Philly, considering a lot of their moves that they made, I think this makes a lot of sense.
They've also signed guys we didn't think they're going to re-sign Bonds. They brought him back and everything.
I thought they were going to re-sign Bond just considering how big of a character he was going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the mock draft, and then before we talk about fucking Stephon Diggs.
Let's see here. So this draft, we were talking about last night some beers. It's changed quite a bit so far. This mock draft, and this is kind of the same type of. This is one guy, but from the others I've seen, it's pretty similar. So we'll base it off this one guy. This was a few days ago. So again, the draft is in basically a month now, almost exactly a month. So Tennessee, they jumped up to Tennessee picking Cam Ward first. I mean, they need a fucking quarterback, and I don't think a single guy wants to sign in Tennessee unless they're getting paid $60 million a year. So, I mean, Abdul Carter's sick, but at the same time, Tennessee's quarterbacks, I don't blame that decision.
Yeah, they're going to bring in Cam Ward and have no fucking wide receivers.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and then fucking Cleveland's going to pick.
I don't even know who they have. They have Ridley. What the fuck his name is? Mike Ridley? Tennessee?
Calvin Ridley.
Do they have him?
I can't remember. But he's washed.
But no, yeah, I'm not saying he's the only guy I could fucking name as a receiver.
Washed. Well, they lost fucking the one guy, Akine. I can't remember. Akine Westbrook or Westbrook Akine or something like that.
Yeah.
They have the Browns.
They have Calvin Ridley.
They have the Browns taking Abdul Carter, which is just
that's ridiculous. Yeah, I think a lot of teams. I think in these teams that they need a quarterback, but they're picking a little too high. I think I heard a lot of teams want Jackson Dart, but they're hoping they can get him late first or early second. So a team like Tennessee or Cleveland, if they do pick Abdul Carter, they'd hopefully, sign. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would go to any of these teams, but hopefully get a Jackson Dart late, early second. I hope so. The Giants, Shedeur Sanders.
Giants just picked up Jameis Winston too.
Yeah, 2 years, $8 million.
Yeah.
Yes, they have him and Tommy DeVito. So
fuck Tommy DeVito. Fuck Tommy DeVito.
They have Travis Hunter going to the Pats. He's such a Pats player because the Patriots in the history of games just drafted random players and switched their position or played multiple positions. Who's that guy in Michigan? Was it Jabril Peppers who tried to play 2 positions and he just never fucking worked out?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Yeah, but Jabril Peppers did play for Michigan. Travis Hunter going to the Patriots makes sense. But the Patriots are going to put him at corner. And they'll put packages in for him at wide receiver. But
yeah. He's a really good corner.
The Patriots he's a good corner. He's not an amazing corner. He needs to play one position. And it sucks. And I think he is one of those unicorns we were talking about. But the NFL is just different. If you look at his statistics in wide receiver and corner, he was middle of the pack. And obviously you're playing 2 positions. So if you're middle of the pack, that's fucking amazing. But at the same time, it's him being a corner on the Patriots, if he picked off Josh Allen, I'd be pissed. So, yeah. The Patriots scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I could see them. I think we talked about last time in that AFC East. I literally could see Patriots fitting right behind the Bills or just dead last.
Yeah, I hope the Dolphins finish dead last.
I know you do. Jacksonville, Jalen Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. I don't hate that. Him Him and Trayvon Walker on each side looks pretty good. Vegas, they actually have Vegas getting Ashton Genty now. He's been jumping up the leaderboards. I mean, I would love it for Vegas because they have Geno Smith, so they don't really need. I mean, you obviously could use a young quarterback as well. But again, we've been buying the Vegas hype. I wouldn't mind Ashton Genty, but I don't know if he's worth a 6th overall pick. But what are your thoughts on that?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think with adding Geno Smith, you're not going to take a quarterback right away. They may pick a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
They need receivers. That's like cut and dry. They need receivers, and they need a running back too. And Ashton Genty, we talked about it last night a little bit. Like, I think he's going to translate well to the NFL, but I don't know if it's just going to be one of those things where he comes in and just makes an absolute boom.
Yeah.
Don't know if I think his running style is going to work well in the NFL, but I also think it might be a little bit difficult. The NFL's just different, man. Like, it's just different.
It is.
You got a Jets taking an O-lineman. That makes sense. The Jets are not going to protect Justin Fields whatsoever.
Mason Graham, D tackle from Michigan to Carolina. I like that.
I love
Carolina's
Mason
offense. Graham. Yeah, like Carolina's offense really picked up in that kind of last third of the season. It's just, again, they're like the Bengals, where they lose games like 35-32. Bolster that defense. I think that's smart for them. Saints pick a linebacker. Never really heard of him from Alabama. Will Campbell to the Bears. If Will Campbell goes to the Bears, Caleb Williams is going to have all the time in the pocket he ever needs with all the acquisitions they made this offseason. I mean, Will Campbell, one point I saw in like the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like, a lot of these teams, like the Flyers taking a safety or a corner, like, that's good. The Cowboys taking Matthew Golden from Texas. His stock went up a lot.
I was going to say, last time we talked about it, was the Bills were projected to get Matthew Golden.
I think it was maybe Isaiah Bond, actually. They have Tyler. They have that Penn State fucking tight end going to the Colts.
I was wrong. I swear I saw something that said him out, but no, he's nasty. I'm surprised he even dropped that low.
Have fun with the fucking toilet bowl of a quarterback competition. You got Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. Who's fucking sick.
I would have loved. I don't hate. I would have loved the Jets to pick up Tyler Warren. I mean, obviously, I want the Jets to suffer, but at the same time, that would be good for Justin Fields. But let's see.
Fuck Justin Fields.
All right, respect.
Jackson Dart to Pittsburgh. Sorry, I'm looking further down, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. Interesting.
See, I thought this McMillan kid, the Arizona wide receiver, would go
a lot of people call him overrated. Really, a lot of people call him overrated. Like, I know Steve Smith called him overrated. But Steve Smith's also a psychopath, so I don't know.
Yeah, but he was also really good, so.
He was, yeah. No, I don't blame him. I remember when he called out Jerry Jeudy, one of the best call-outs of all time.
He said, my ninja, on live TV.
Well, they got Seattle getting that Michigan tight end, Loveland.
Yeah, he was good. He's good. Like, Tyler Warren's just the best. Key.
He's a beast. Yeah. And they have the Bills at pick 30 picking up Kenneth Grant, another D tackle from Michigan.
Yeah, that's good. They signed fucking Larry Ogunjobi and fucking Michael Hoyt. Both of them have a 6-game suspension. At this point,
here we go.
If you are blaming a trainer or someone else for giving you a tainted supplement and you make millions of dollars and you're in the NFL, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, it definitely does, but I'm not believing you fully.
All right.
What
happened there?
So the Bills knew about Michael Hoyt. I don't know if they knew about Larry Ogunjobi, but both of them, I guess, had said, I can't speak for Larry Ogunjobi so much because I think it was the same, but I saw Michael Hoyt and it was like, it's always the same story. It's like, I trusted someone I shouldn't have and they gave me a supplement and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, at this point, you make millions of dollars. He just got signed to a 3-year deal with the Bills and the Bills knew it going into it. So obviously, Brandon Beane likes what he saw from him. And I think that, even given the 6 games, gives him more time to learn the playbook. Like, at the end of the day, the Bills should start the season off pretty good. The schedule is going to be tough. They play a lot of their big games at home. But, man, you're a fucking grown man. And, yeah, you got a team around you or whatever. But, I don't know if I believe everyone. Fuck. It's the same story over and over again. It's like the fucking, at some point, it's just you fucking smoked a little weed and you popped. Or you were taking something that you shouldn't have and you popped. It's like, fuck. You have a team around you and you trusted someone that you shouldn't. maybe fucking do an audit on your team. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? You know, you're signing a 3-year deal, and the Bills were happy to sign you to it, even though they knew that it was going to happen. And it's like the reason why they brought these two guys in is to beef up the D-line, which is huge. Yep. And you now don't have a beefed up D-line for the first 6 games of the year. And all of your home games are incredibly tough. You play the Bengals, you play the Ravens, you play fucking Philly, you play the Chiefs. Like, fuck, get it together. You're a grown man.
Yeah, get together.
Like, I'm not saying that if I wasn't in the NFL and I trusted someone and I don't know how busy these guys are, obviously they're really busy, but, like, get it together.
Hashtag get it together.
Hashtag get it together.
Yeah, start that up. Matt Milano, Andrew, I don't know if you heard about Matt Milano. They removed a year from his contract, shedding basically $3 million a year. But he can earn it back through incentives, so after the season, he will be a free agent. What do you think about that? Maybe add some more salary cap for this season, basically?
They're adding room, and I think they're ready to kind of transition to Dorian Williams.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I don't think Matt Milano is going to be a key piece of the defense and that he could re-sign. But I think also at the end of the day, you've drafted, like they drafted Tremaine Edmonds. He was amazing. And then they traded him to the Bears.
Yeah.
And then you draft Dorian Williams out of Tulane, who is like the only fault he really has is like his tackling at the beginning of the year wasn't great, but he's amazing at stopping the run. He's just not great in coverage, which Matt Milano kind of picks up in the back end. But you have Terrell Bernard, who just got extended, who is an absolute leader on the defense. And I think will just continue to be that voice. And you have Dorian Williams, who I think you are looking to kind of take over. Like at the end of the day, Matt Milano tore both of his biceps before the season, broke his leg in fucking London against the Jaguars last year or 2 years ago. Like, you know, he's getting a little bit older. I think it just makes sense that, you know, you agree to a pay cut, you try to, you know, you can earn it back through incentives, and you try to just go with what you got. Like at this point, it's been kind of deemed that the Bills and Brandon Beane are promote within kind of organization. I didn't think we were going to see Kaiir Elam traded. I thought they were going to try and give him another shot. I'm not upset about it, but it's kind of like I think they want Dorian Williams to kind of make that next step, and he played pretty well towards the end of the year last year. So, like, I think Milano will kind of be that stepping stone. I don't know if we see him back after next year, though.
Last kind of football talk. I'll let you kind of take the floor here with this one. Your favorite player, guy you just love deeply, Stephon Diggs.
Had a great meeting in Foxborough.
Yeah, I didn't. You guys told me that last night. I didn't even know that there were rumors of Diggs to the Patriots. Kind of what did you hear about that, and kind of what are your thoughts on all that?
Like, he's 31, 32, coming off of an ACL. He's a great wide receiver. He'll get open. He'll get you touchdowns. He's a cancer to your locker room. There was rumors about him coming back to the Bills. I would have lost my mind. Like, you know, it's just, at the end of the day, the AFC East, like the Patriots and Jets are looking scary. The Dolphins have done fuck all. The Dolphins look like shit. Tua is getting blasted on social media for partying.
Yeah, he has a bigger beer belly than I do.
You know what? At the end of the day, too, like, let the guy fucking live his life.
I tweeted it. I hate it. It's like I tweeted I was like, guys, it's 24 hours in a day. He could have grinded it in the gym 4 hours prior to that. And you catch him for one moment at a club. He lives in Miami, dude. Like, leave him alone.
Most accurate passer in the NFL. Average time to get the ball out is one of the highest in the NFL. Like, yeah. The Dolphins are always going to be scary, especially with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and the other fucking weapons that they have. It's like, let the guy live his life. Like, no one fucking rags on Josh Allen when he goes out and fucking does a Bob Does Sports episode and gets absolutely tanked with the boys.
Right.
No one fucking, like, yeah, everyone fucking piles on to Aaron Rodgers for doing ayahuasca. It's not fucking out of the normal for people, especially when they're older, to do those things. It's like, just let people be people. Fucking everyone is a fucking, like, I don't know. It's just, it's nuts, ridiculous.
It's like what I just said. It's just like, again, he could have been at the gym or on the field grinding for like 4 hours, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna blow up some steam, go to this day club for 2 hours. Like, he could have been there for a fucking hour, and also, they killed him at the right time. It's just,
they put their bodies through the absolute ringer.
Oh,
he is he is 2 concussions away, not even. He's 1 concussion away from being an absolute vegetable. Yeah. Like, let him fucking live his life. At the end of they're athletes, but they're people. They're fucking people. They put their bodies through the ringer for fucking like 7-8 months out of the year, 9 months out of the year. They get a few months off. Let them be themselves. They're still fucking working out. They're still grinding. Like, it's also like, he lives in fucking Miami. He's going to go out. He's going to fucking, like,
He makes $50 million a year. Yeah, he's gonna have a boat. He's gonna have a beer on his boat. Like leave him alone,
fuck
dude.
me, man. Like the and you know what sucks is the people who fucking comment this shit are all the people that fucking like they're overweight. They don't fucking work out, and it's like, yeah, you're fucking pretty big behind your goddamn keyboard, buddy. How about you go out and fucking go to the gym and try and throw a fucking pass to Tyreek Hill who sprints down the fucking field? Fuck off.
Yeah,
that shit pissed me off. Like, yeah, I hate the Dolphins, but let Tua be Tua.
I love Tua. I have nothing against Tua.
I have nothing against him either.
I love Tua. Apparently he might be. Well, apparently he was going to be on his Bob Does Sports channel with Braxton Berrios, but who's now on Houston now. But did you hear who they're going to film with on the Eagles?
Yeah, well, apparently that might be up in the air because Kenny Pickett got traded to the Browns. But
yeah, it was him, Saquon, and who's the third one? Who was it? I can't remember now.
I can't remember either. But
I think it was like I don't know, but yeah. That would be sick. Apparently, Saquon's a big golfer. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like all these athletes, like I think it's huge. Obviously, you and I both huge Bob Does Sports fans. We bought Have a Day hats. Gotta love it. Yeah, show the people. Show the people. No big deal. First golf match of the year. That Have a Day hat is going to be a different color from Ryan's sweat, but we love it. But let's get into golf real quick, actually.
Yep.
Everyone's talking. They were a little upset about Rory's comments, and we talked about it last week and everything like that. Like, at the end of the day, YouTube golf is not going away, and if anything, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, like, you look at Bob Does Sports. Like, I've been watching Bob Does Sports since 2020 or, like, when it first started. When
it
they
was
were
just Joey and Bob and just having beers on
and
the
they're doing a hot dog challenge and, like, 9 hot dogs in 9 holes, and they wanted to get even par or whatever.
Like 18 minutes. Like, there was, like, hardly any cuts. It was just really, like, 18 minutes, like fast forward clip. Now it's like every shot you see it. I like my favorite thing hearing. I love caddy and player PGA like mic'd up. I love when hearing them break down a shot. I love it so much.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's and
I love it.
Like for these channels like Spittin' Chicklets collaborating with Bob Does and Spittin' Chicklets obviously collaborating with Foreplay coming up here, it's like golf, football, and NHL are in the best hands as of right now. You have all of these guys who are doing podcasts. You have these guys who are getting close to retirement in the NHL, getting close to retirement in the NFL, coming out, giving you the insider kind of look into what their day-to-day was like, and it's in such a good spot. And especially like you and I both love Bob Does, and the thing about Bob Does is that it's just like if it was you and me. Like, I like Foreplay a lot, but Foreplay is a little bit more. It gets a little bit more into the weeds of like actual golf, which I like. But also at the same time, like if I'm just sitting around, like before we got on here, I was just watching Bob Does versus the Yankees. I don't even care about baseball, but like that, listening to those guys just be guys and be able to hang out, or like the first, Bob Does versus Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Kyle Allen. I love that stuff. And like,
well, someone tweeted, like Wesley Bryan tweeted, it was like, what threesome would you rather golf with?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was Rory, Scotty, and
Russell Henley.
Or the three Bob Does Sports guys. And I said, just because of the vibe, I'd rather play with Bob and that. Bob Does Sports.
Yeah, it'd
be sick, but like at the same time, it's the reason they're so successful is they're relatable at golf. I mean, Fat Perez is not relatable because he's like a scratch golfer. The other two, I've shot the 8.
Fat Perez is a relatable human being. Like you see these guys.
He's human being.
And like no shade to Fat Perez, but you see these guys and you're able to see like they're just normal people. Like Fat Perez 3 years ago was working in a cubicle and the reason why him and Bob got together was because they were on the fucking happy hour on Patreon and he was fucking crushing beers and eating pizza. Like that's a normal human being. Like that
and Joey and Bob is like I said, like I've shot in the 80s before, but I've also shot in the 120s before. And that's why their content's so good. Like, they have those great rounds, they also have those blow ups, and then they just want to get tanked because they're playing like shit.
Right?
Like that's me every weekend. Like, you know what I mean? That's just like I love to watch good golf too. Like I like watching, the Valspar on right now as well. But at the same time, like it's watching relatable golf, something that you can do just like them. That's why they're blowing up.
Yeah, and you really kind of understand where, like, to look at where they've gone, like from the beginning of like when fucking Bob took Joey, he was saying that he'd taken him to Torrey Pines and he took him to the Links at Victoria, which is just like a horrible rated golf course.
God.
And now they're playing with fucking, like, they had a video with Keegan Bradley. They have one with Max Homa. They have two with Max Homa. Like,
Xander, John Rahm,
yeah, like,
Wyndham Clark. Amount of major winners they have.
Yeah,
like, it's
crazy.
unbelievable.
And obviously, we're glazing Bob does a little bit, but that's obviously because, you know, we want to get on a golf course with them. So, you know, holler at your boy.
Hey guys, if you ever want to play in Burlington, it's a great course. Mount Nemo. It was the Mount Nemo Rattlers. You know what I mean?
Nemo You ever want to come out to a good show? You know, let me know.
Yeah, no, but for sure, it's just.
And
I mean, like, look at Grant. Like, he played with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it's
or not,
ridiculous.
Or he didn't play. He did like a little. Like a training session with them or whatever. Like it's fucking
Tiger's never gonna actually play with these guys on a YouTube video. He's just gonna do the training sessions and have
He likes
fun.
doing the training though. He likes looking at guys' swings and done.
Yeah,
he's not playing 18 holes with you.
No.
But yeah, speaking of golf, so I won last time, so it's 4-3 me. But Valspar, it looks. I mean, again, we're filming on Sunday afternoon here, and the leaders haven't teed off yet with Nico Echevarria. I've never heard of him. Jacob Bridgman. And I love seeing Victor Hovland back up there. But what the? We have a change in the guard here. Anders Schauffele is 6 under through 14. He shot 4 over yesterday, so now I am in the lead with Xander absolutely putting his nuts on Jackson's face, like I told him to. And it's a great sight. That's great for the program.
Lowry hasn't even teed off, so fuck you. Justin Thomas hasn't even teed off, so fuck you.
And Glover is 3 under through 4, so
fuck you. So yeah, go fuck yourself. Xander can fucking The reason why Xander's 6 under is because he's fucking out early because he's 6 over yesterday. Suck my nuts. Yeah.
A lot of blow ups. Happening right now.
Wow, that's a lot of blow ups.
Tagala at one point was like 2 shots back, and then he Hazel rocketed like a 5 or 6 iron. Then he just.
Did you see Adam had one?
Dude, I felt so bad.
Break
it down for him. Break it down.
When you watch the video, he kind of looks down before he slams the club on the ground. It looks purposeful that he hit the sprinkler head, which if it was, is hilarious.
Yeah.
And also, like, you can't be, the way that he said sorry is so Canadian. He hits the sprinkler head and he turns around and he goes, sorry. It's so fucking hilarious.
And he just stands there just like, what the fuck did I just... Like, that was not like a little sprinkle. That was firing at all cylinders.
Yes, yeah.
I felt bad for him. He's had a rough go recently. Corey Connors, though, again, I mean, 4 under in the tournament. What place is he right now? That's like top 15
top
right
8.
now, something like
He's
that. Top 8.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting next few hours here. So let's break it down. So I have Xander, 1 under, 3 under, 4 over, but today he's 6 under, but he's wrapping up now. I have Spieth, 3 over, 2 under, 4 under. Connors, even 2 under, 2 under. Jackson has JT, 2 over, but 1 under, then 6 under yesterday. So Spieth's definitely going to be, or Justin Thomas definitely be one to look out for. And Lowry, 4 under, or even 4 under, 1 under. And Glover, 1 under, even 2 under. It's probably our closest one yet. Usually we have both one guy cut, one guy in the middle, and then both have one guy in the top 10. We have multiple. I think all of our guys are in the top 15, top 20.
Yes, sir.
So
huge.
We'll see. I mean, I'd love to take our first 2-win lead. We don't have that yet, but we shall see.
All right, you're picking first, brother.
Let's just relax.
No.
You've been on.
I know what you're taking, so just fucking get it
You're
over
on my
with.
fucking nerves today. Fuck you. Yeah, I mean, he announced right after winning the Players that he will be at the Houston Open. So give me Rory McIlroy.
All right. Give me Siwoo Kim.
Give me Scotty Scheffler.
I'm hitting you with weird ones. Like this week, you're gonna.
I know. It's boring picks, but the fact that I have Rory and Scotty, that's really my nuts on the table. So
Give me.
some good names on this list, man.
Give me Wyndham Clark. Yeah, give me Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham Clark's good. A lot of names.
I said, wow, a lot of names.
Give me Aaron Rye.
Yeah, that's who I was.
I like Aaron Rye.
You gotta take a Canadian.
Ricky, you got.
You gotta take a Canadian. Give me Nick Taylor. No, Connors isn't in this one. I don't think. Give me Nick Taylor.
I like Nick Taylor.
He's gonna get
What
cut.
other names are? Let's see what other names here.
Emiliano Grillo's
Who do
there.
you
Nick
think one of
Hardy's
the best
there.
players in the league or in the PGA right now is going to pick up their first win?
They haven't won.
Well, maybe not haven't won in a while. I know, like, you could argue Tommy Fleet was the best golfer in the world who's never won anything. Like, he doesn't have a single, which is crazy to think. things. It seems like he's been around forever.
Like, that's tough. Like, Adam Schenk is good, hasn't won a ton.
To be honest, that's a hard question. I don't even know. I just know Tommy Fleetwood hasn't won.
Francesco Molinari is really good. He's won a little bit, not a ton. Same like a lot of these names, like Keith Mitchell is good, hasn't won a ton. I thought Maverick McNeely was going to be really, really good. He started off really good. Luke List is good. Like, all of these guys, it's week to week, man. And, like, when you have these big names who come in, it's tough. It's tough to fucking win. It's one of the toughest things. Like, I would say hitting a baseball and fucking being able to hit a golf ball over 4 rounds. Yeah. Probably 2 of the toughest things in sports.
Yeah. All right. Well, wrapping it up here. We'll finish off with our segments. Do you know, penalty box, do you know who's in your penalty box?
No, but let's get into your therapy session.
It's okay. I brought it up last night. I thought it would be funnier when I brought it up, but you guys were like dead serious and like, oh, that's weird.
I didn't think it was weird. I just thought it was funny.
Nick looked at me. He's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Oh God, did I say something really bad?"
No, Nick is just a little weird boy.
He's an idiot. He's a fucking psychopath. He's going to Winnipeg for the 3rd time in 2 months. Like, fuck off. Love you, Nick. No, I don't. No, I brought this up. I thought it was funny, but also just psychotic. So to brief the listeners, I live at home. I just graduated university back last April, so almost a year now, which is kind of crazy. My girlfriend's in law school. She's about to finish her first year of law school. So, again, I could move out, but my parents say there's no point in me moving out because eventually, like, I'll live with my girlfriend in the next 2 years. So I'm saving money, no expenses, which is awesome. And I live in my basement with my barn door. You see my barn door in the back there? Go in my room, I just shut that fucker, and I just block out everything else. So my penalty box, I said, because I was like, you know what? I'm a very big family person. I have 3 siblings, 2 loving parents. I'm like, how often do I actually see my family on a day-to-day basis? I'm like, okay, I usually get up around like 6:37. I head upstairs like 7:15. I see them in the morning for like 10, 20 minutes. I come home around 5 after work in the gym. I go immediately downstairs. I don't even see them because they're usually still working. Close my barn door, shower. I'll get a text at like 6 that it's dinner time. I go up for dinner, scarf down my food like it's like no one's business. Like it's fast. It's fast. Like it's over under like 8 minutes probably. And then I head back downstairs. I see you later. Head back downstairs, close my barn door, and I don't see them again for the rest of the night. So I was like, wow, like I live in my parents' basement, but I probably see them for a max like hour a day, maybe.
Yeah, that's just wait till you move out. Like, I was not the same because my dad would get a little bit frustrated if I was just chilling in my room by myself. He thought I was a little weirdo. But like once you start living by, like, I'm going over there this afternoon to go play music, and it makes like living by yourself, or not by, like, obviously I live with my fiance, but like once you moved out, it makes going back and hanging out with them a lot more fun.
For sure.
But then also, like, it's just like having your own space is nice. I love my family to death, for real. But like, to not have to be like, the trade-off is like you're now working with someone else who you're living with, who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You're working to like keep the apartment clean, go to Costco and spend fucking money on groceries. You're doing this, that, and the other thing, and it's like, because you have the time right now, and this is like obviously the only thing I'll say is because you have the time right now to be able to spend with your parents and spend, like, obviously I think you said like your brother lives down the street, like being able to like actually hang out with your parents and everything. Like, I was super excited and super happy that during COVID, like, I got the time to actually spend with my parents, because I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, like, quick story, when I went out to I'm not sure if I said this last week, but when I went out to that concert, like, I saw a grandfather there with his grandson, obviously just played in a hockey tournament, and they're going to the Leafs game, and the grandson was just sitting on his phone. And obviously it's a different time and generations are different, but you never really know. You take for granted, especially now, you take for granted the time that people are around. And so being able to be, like, even if you just see them for 30 minutes a day, it still is, like, it's huge. And, like people nowadays don't appreciate the fact that they have actual people who love them. And that's the only piece I'll say, because like once you move out, you really appreciate going back and hot cook dinner and having everything made for you. Like, that shit makes a difference.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. So I'm in the penalty box. I'm gonna bump up that 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Oh, that's huge.
I will say, it's weekends are different. But my dad's been away for a few weeks for business, so it's also been that. But we watch Leaf games together sometimes. But sometimes I just close that door.
Look, sometimes you need time to yourself. That's why I love doing this, even though I'm fucking talking to your dog.
I was gonna say that was a therapy session, but yeah.
Oh God.
So I'm a penalty box. I'll get out of it. I'll find a way. I'll serve my time. But yeah, let's get into the healthier side of things. Let's talk about our bets of the week.
Wait, I didn't even get my penalty box.
You didn't have one. Am I in your penalty box? Like, who the fuck's in your penalty box?
Since you went, I'll go me. I sometimes give unsolicited advice when not needed.
I thought you're Taylor in the penalty box, like you said last night.
No. She doesn't listen. But you'd probably take the fucking clip, post it, and then I'd have to hear it. So I don't need that.
I clip what I want to clip.
She's the joy of my world. My loving fiance. I can't wait to marry her. Love her to death. I wish she was here so she could hear me say that.
I'm gonna cut that part out.
Oh fuck! Clip that.
No,
yeah, let's get to the bets.
Great to hear. Let's get to the
therapy.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I'm out of the penalty box. I'm taking myself out of the penalty. Lock of the week. So I'm 1 for 9, but I'm confident about this one. It's a lower odd. I need a fucking win. Last night I was actually confident in our bets that we made, but we didn't hit dick. So Tampa Vegas, great game tonight. I got Kucherov a point, Jake Gensel anytime goal scorer, and Jack Eichel a point. $5 to win 20.
All right, my lock of the week is Florida money line, Duke money line, Kentucky money line, Alabama money line, Arizona money line. $5 to pay out 31, and Florida is currently down to the number 8 seed UConn by 4 points in the second half. 31-35.
I feel bad for Florida. I mean, again, we don't really pay attention to a lot of basketball around here, but I was trying to I wanted to actually get into the March Madness this year. And I heard Florida, I mean, they're number 1 seed for a reason. But the fact that in your second round you have to play UConn, who've won back-to-back.
Yeah, it's tough.
Kind of tough.
It's tough.
Head into the bet the farm. So mine is, it's $1 to pay out 2,300. So I jumped off the 3 cents or the 20 cents or whatever. Put some big boy money on this one. Jets Sabres, I got Jets money line, Kyle Connor a point, Scheifele a point. I have Flyers money line over Blackhawks, Bedard and Konechny a point. Blues money line over the Predators, Forsberg and Robert Thomas a point. Panthers money line over Penguins, Crosby and Barkov a point. Carolina money line over the Ducks, Aho a point. Vegas money line against the Tampa Bay Lightning, Kucherov and Gensel a point. And the Kings money line against the Boston Bruins, David Pastrnak and Adrian Kempe a point. $1 to win 2,300.
Yeah, mine is $1 to win 2,700.
Oh,
it's a 20-pick parlay. We got Duke money line, Florida money line, Michigan State money line, Alabama money line, Iowa State money line, Maryland money line, Arizona money line, St. Louis Blues money line, LA Kings money line. Then we took the Blackhawks money line, Connor Bedard to have 2 shots. Took the Jets money line, Kyle Connor to have 3 shots. Took the Panthers money line, Sam Bennett and Sidney Crosby to both have 3 shots on goal. We took Golden Knights over the Lightning, but I took Kucherov to have 3 shots on goal. Then we just took Sebastian Aho 3 shots on goal and Logan Stankoven 2 shots on goal. And the $1 to pay out 2,700.
There it is. And wrapping up highlight of the week, I have Patton Kizzire absolutely punting the shit out of his putter at the Valspar.
Patton Kizzire, he's a 3-time winner on the PGA Tour, and a little bit earlier today, fellas, you don't want to see that.
That's my highlight of the week. And then he dropped out due to back spasms. So
my highlight of the week is just Rory's drive in the first playoff hole. It was 340 bomb down the middle.
This up the left side and absolutely hammered.
Should cover everything and be right down the middle. What a great drive and a statement made by Rory right there.
In that his shot on 17 too, I only gets credit enough. Like
no,
the pin spins it back 9-iron into the wind where JJ Spawn just nuked it over.
Absolutely nuked it. Didn't realize he hit it into the water.
His response was just so classic too. He's like, "Hey, I watch it first before we talk." He's watched it. He's like, "What the fuck did I do?" And his response is perfect. He's like, Rory is like 2 clubs higher than me, so he hit a 9-iron. So I was like, "Hey, I'll hit an 8-iron. There's no way it's long," and he nuked it over, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right,
brother.
I don't give anything else, but that's another episode of Buds Mafia. Check out Buds and Pucks on Instagram, X, TikTok. Check out Buzz Mafia on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And yeah, we'll see you next time for episode 12 of Buzz Mafia. See you later, Jackson.
Cheers, brother. Have a day.
Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it, they got it!